All right, we're gonna start off with the horror, or what are we doing for this?
Hey, man! I heard you broke up with your girlfriend recently. I'm sorry she cheated on you, man. She sounds like a real whore.
Oh my. Okay, no, that's not how we're starting this.
I have soundboards.
Yeah, that was terrible. I'm sorry.
That was funny though.
Oh god.
That was terrible.
All right.
Brilliant, but terrible.
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to Trek Pack. By the time this episode releases, we were supposed to have like another episode release, but friend of mine is still working on that. So by the time this releases, I'm sure this will be already out before that video or episode. Sorry. Anyway, we have a bit of a full house here for our guests. We have Mark, who's been here, like, what, how many episodes have you already been in by now?
I believe this is either my third or my fourth, if I'm correct, if my memory serves.
Right. And then Trevor is also here, but he's muted in the background and just listening to the whole conversation.
I'm just here.
Yeah, he's
Don't
more
mind
of
me.
a,
Just
he's
put me in the
more of a
corner. Just put me in the
bystander.
corner of the screen. All right, there we go. I'm just vibing.
Yeah, he's just an NPC. He's just an NPC. Don't focus on him. We were
Don't
just
call
friends
me
of
an
this show.
NPC. I'm not Stanley MOV.
Anyway, we have two special guests with us tonight, or today. I don't know what
Today.
I don't know how time works in the void, but we have John Luca, the Thomas and Tugs man himself.
Hey, Bobby. Oh my fucking god!
Bob the Knob.
And we also have Tag, also known as the Amazing Gamer 111.
Also known as the creator of sorry,
That
didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I was calling a Tugs reference. I did my best.
Yeah, sorry.
That makes two Brits. That makes two Brits here.
Yep.
We have two Brits and either 3 Yanks or 2 Yanks and a Canadian.
I'm American.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 Brits and 3 Yanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is gonna be a fun episode because if you didn't see the title or the thumbnail, we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Just don't get it.
Now, before we actually jump scare into the episode, let's start off with a bit of small talk. So, who wants to go first with small talk?
I'll go first, and it's about Five Nights. I remember when I first started hearing about it. I'm not gonna lie, since I knew so little about it, like I didn't get any like the big news about it. I only found out about it through like videos of it popping up on YouTube. At first, I literally thought it had something to do with Freddy Krueger because that was the only Freddy in horror that I knew of. And even when I started watching it, like I was in like 5th grade at this time, so I was petrified. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, and I found out about it through Yummy Mash as well. So I was hit before Markiplier played it. I'm a real bowling OG here.
Yeah,
Nice.
I actually found out about it through freaking teens play. Part of the React channel.
I was introduced to FNaF. I've said this. This is coming off my recent Five Nights at Freddy's video.
Yeah, you made a big ass FNaF video talking about the first 2 games.
Yes, but to summarize everything, I got into FNaF through an animation that I saw. I think it was Cupquake's animation. Then I followed up from there, and then I was kind of forced to step away from it. But it was thanks to Bluey, of all things, that I got back into FNaF.
Oh wow!
I'm not even gonna ask how that works.
So, Tag, remember the episode Facey Talk?
Okay, yeah,
I don't think I've
Now
seen
I
that one.
do.
No.
I was browsing Nintendo eShop one day, and I found out that FNAF was on the Nintendo Switch for some reason.
Oh yeah. They did port it to Switch, didn't they? I actually completely forgot about that.
Am I the only one who thinks like with a little bit of tweaking, FNAF World would be a great game for the Switch?
Oh my god,
yeah.
yeah! Bro, wait, that
Like,
That's
literally
doing good,
yo,
actually, now that
hold
I
up.
think about it.
Hold up. Let him cook.
The only thing I would really change is change the overworld map just one more time to be the same look as the one we saw in the FNAF World teaser trailer when Freddy's just doing a little bit of walking around in the first reveal. That's all I'd change.
I still find it funny that trailer, one of the trailers for FNAF World, they used the what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Fun
pretty
fact:
sure
if
that
you
was-
actually
wait,
look, if you look at
wait, hold
Chica's
on.
bib in
If
that
I'm not
trailer, it's actually
mistaken-
mirrored.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that was the first video trailer of the game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
My small talk for today's episode is going to be a little funny. So, recently I found out that sometime in February this year, I somehow got scammed from like, I don't know, some purchase or whatever. And
Oh yeah, you told me about this yesterday.
some bastard has been using my Venmo card for TikTok purchases, which that threw me for a loop for a second.
No.
Like,
Yeah, so he
yeah.
had to cancel his card, and now he's waiting for the new one to be mailed in.
no, and the worst part is no one thought to tell me about this because my parents thought
He
I was
assumed
just
that he was the one making the purchases.
yeah. So to the motherfucker who's been doing this since February, fuck you clockwise, all right?
I
Yo,
thought you were about to
honestly,
say
that
fuck you,
actually-
clocks, and I was like, no, and I have to punch
Fuck
you.
you up, down, inward, outward, and around, bitch. Like seriously,
That did
fiddly dum,
happen to me
fiddly dee. How many times may I stab thee?
Exactly. But a couple quid. It was about 2 years ago. A couple quid got taken out of my bank account, and it wasn't me. And I got a call from my bank and everything saying like, "We've been suspecting fraud." And I'm like, "That wasn't me who used that purchase." So it was only like what 5-6 quid, but I got it resolved quickly. And I'm like, "That's my money. Keep the fuck away and go on your own."
In other news, I finally have a new chair! Yay!
It's pink.
Never mind.
Nice.
Where's my chair?
Yeah, it's a pink chair.
It's pinker than my ass.
No, Mark, no, Mark, no. Not in front of the guests, Mark.
Okay, I will contain myself. I will
Yeah.
contain
He
myself.
got the chair from Princess Peach.
Yeah, it's I got the Pokemon streamer chair.
Shut the fuck.
I'll tell you what, you got the deluxe queso streaming chair. That's what you got.
Okay, so you want to know something funny about this chair? It has a footrest.
I wish I had a footrest.
Yeah.
You lazy cock. I get it. I'm kidding.
All right.
I'm just.
All that's going through my mind is just the bit from the In-Betweeners movie where Will's just like, charming. On the day we're recording this, it's the 26th anniversary of Builder, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Knob, as
Yeah.
people like to
Yeah,
call
Bob the
him.
Knob. Yes. Honestly, not gonna lie, one of my top 5 favorite YTPs from you, dude. Excellent work.
Thanks.
All right,
Bob the building.
Oh, fuck,
He's
I forgot the poll.
building.
Bob the building. Oh no!
King God.
This is gonna do the longest small talk in existence from the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I think that's enough of small talk. Let's actually jump into the episode now. So, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm sure we've all unanimously know what this franchise is.
Who doesn't at this point?
Yeah, it's like
Everywhere.
the game is 10 years old now. Well, the first two anyway. Oh wait, no, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 that also turned 10 years old recently.
Yeah, no, literally.
Mhm.
In the span of a year and a half, we got 3 games.
Well, 4, because
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, 4.
Is
Okay,
it-
no, that was 2 years. But anyway, yeah.
Is it wrong to say that I have a guilty pleasure of rewatching Markiplier's FNAF videos the day
No,
that
I
they
do that a lot
released
too.
10
I
years
think-
ago?
yeah, that's all right.
Okay, I don't think that's a guilty pleasure. I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, are you allowed to talk about that one fan game that you bought for me?
We will get to that when we get to that, but we're
Okay, good.
we haven't gotten to the part where we talk about the fan games, which I am really excited to get into that, but
Oh yeah.
we're saving that later down the road.
There's also some on the subject of that. There's also some interesting ones. Let's say.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're not going to talk about those specific ones.
Okay.
One of those gave me nightmares.
Anyways,
Let's start with
so
the mainstream. Start with the mainstream games.
yeah, we're still on mainstream games right now.
My favorite era of FNAF is the first 4 games because of how like real they felt. And it's sort of with Sister Location where we're supposed to buy that these high-tech animatronics are supposed to exist at the same time the clunky Springlock Fredbear's ones were made. Like, I just couldn't buy that. But the time periods of which FNAF 1 to 4's animatronics existed felt plausible. In like the early 80s, they were Fredbear's and all clunky. And then in the late 80s, with everything becoming more high-tech and everything sort of looking like neon-y, you could buy that the toys existed, but still a little clunky. Then the
animatronics
90s,
do get
everything was sort of
They
dusty
get
with
very
the
quirky
normal
at
ones.
night.
They get a bit quirky at night. And yeah, everything was dusty in the 90s with
Freddy starts
FNAF 1. And then everything was broken down.
Insert the bit here.
Everything was sort of broken down in ruins with Fazbear's Fright in like 2023. I could buy all that. That felt plausible, you know.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about like FNaF, like in terms of like the 4 games, is that Scott kind of worked with something. They each have what I'm trying to say is that they have a concept and they run with it basically. Like FNaF 1 is like the whole idea of these animatronics coming to life. FNaF 2, you've got more of them coming towards you. FNaF 3, the whole concept of Springtrap is just like terrifying. And with FNaF 4, the thought of these monsters come into your actual bedroom. They each work like at their horror in different ways. Yeah. Despite some of their level of despite on how you feel about their level of qualities on certain stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. About my experience with FNaF, it has been a roller coaster, but yeah, it is a really interesting game series. Actually, and it was because of FNaF that I got introduced to game theory. My very first game theory video I remember watching was the FNaF 2 theory video. The one that claimed that freaking phone guy was the purple guy. Remember that?
I thought you were gonna for a second. I thought you were gonna talk about Toy Chica's William Afton, but I'm thinking of the wrong content creator with that one.
No, that was Daco, bro.
I'm thinking of Daco with that.
That's the people who introduced me to FNaF with Mario Spaghetti, like Freddy Spaghetteria.
Oh my god.
And I blame Luke.
No, 1,000 fucking times no! I'm sick and tired of this. Get somebody else.
Get somebody else to fucking do it.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I think my experience with FNaF was, I was like, when I first was introduced, I think it was like 8 years old. I'm 18 now, so it's been that long.
10 years.
Yeah.
It's been
Thanks for reminding me that I'm an old fucking geezer, dude.
Right.
No, but seriously, I think it might have been one of Markiplier's videos on one of the first few games, I think.
Yeah. About Markiplier though, I freaking love his freaking reaction compilation for the FNaF game.
I think
right.
I think
was that the bite of 87?
God damn.
I am the king of Five Nights at Freddy's.
This episode we're just gonna be quoting things. That's what this whole episode's just gonna be.
Is anybody else jealous that he got Golden Freddy?
I did once.
That
was during my resurgence of playing the game again.
Golden Freddy.
Is that a dog? And why is dog don't come protect me?
Anyways,
how rare is it to get Golden Freddy exactly?
Pretty rare.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Markiplier, you're lucky.
Remember the Easter egg where if you type in 1987 in the custom menu, you get jump scared by Golden Freddy?
Yeah.
But that's just the custom menu. Like in game, it is near impossible to get him. You'd be lucky to get that poster of Freddy like tearing his head off as well.
It's completely random.
Mm-hmm.
As I was gonna say before everyone just started talking over me, I think I really started getting into FNaF when Pizzeria Simulator was released.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was long gone by then.
Please deposit 5 coins.
I only played Five Nights at Freddy's once on a stream. That video is no longer available. And by the way, my chat during that stream has always been telling me the cheat codes, and then I was not even paying attention. Yeah. I was too focused on the game.
Not to mention, I was the guy who edited that, and I'm pissed as hell that my work is no longer on the platform that is YouTube.
Yeah. It's still there. It's just unlisted.
Maybe
it'll come back up. It'll come back up. Don't worry. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna bring it back right now.
All right. Thank you.
Actually, I was gonna suggest maybe you could send the video to him, and then he could re-upload it on his channel.
Who the fuck is throwing fireworks at this time of the day? It's nearly 7 o'clock.
Wait, I'm sorry. Fireworks?
Damn.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still super bright outside. It's not like it's dark or anything.
Wait, I'm sorry. Someone's setting off fireworks now.
Yes, I'm hearing them out of my fucking window.
Oh yeah, speaking of what I had to deal with for like Five Nights at Freddy's, I sung the FNaF song the big band cover in honor of the FNaF movie. Not sure if anyone else saw that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back in 2014, I remember during music class, I played the Living Tombstone song on the piano.
Which one?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Ooh.
The first one.
Ah.
And
Why
I
did
even
you
did the
forget
fucking I even did the fucking scream as well.
Right. I guess we should like get into the characters of FNaF. So, first off, why does Bonnie not have any eyebrows? I've never understood that.
Here's the funny thing.
Well,
I've seen a YouTuber like
Okay,
called
I know why.
Anti-John100.
I know why.
They added eyebrows and he just looks weird.
I know.
Like,
Like,
okay,
Yeah.
okay, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Scott, like Bonnie was the character that terrified Scott the most when he was making FNaF. So he wanted to convey that. My theory is he wanted to convey that to the people playing. So that's why he made him a bit, more aggressive and creepier than the rest of them.
that's
Honestly,
it.
I was more creeped by Chica.
Honestly, that kind of makes me wonder what went down on the FNaF movie set when like Scott was like in person with like the animatronic props.
I think
Also,
by
I
that
think-
point Scott was very, used to Bonnie, so he was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
We've gotta make Bonnie blue.
The creator interacts with his own creations.
Here's the thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
Bonnie was always meant to be blue, but thanks to a rendering error in the first game, Bonnie ended
He
up
was
looking
purple.
purple.
Correct
So
me
that
if
was,
I'm
that
wrong.
was actually a rendering glitch.
Right, hold on.
I think Toy Bonnie is probably the only Bonnie to have eyebrows. Is that just me? I think.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Wait,
Yes.
no, what about Rockstar Bonnie? What about Rockstar Bonnie? Didn't he have eyebrows?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think
no,
Rockstar
no,
Bunny
actually,
has
I've
eyebrows.
got a
I don't think.
poster.
Hang
I've
on.
got a
Hold on,
poster
let
for
me
something
let
on
me
the
check.
wall.
Let me check.
We'll show a picture here.
My wall
Oh,
that
shit, he
has
doesn't.
Rockstar Bonnie, and he doesn't have it.
Shit, no, yeah, you're right. He doesn't. What about Glamrock Bonnie?
I think he does. I think.
Yeah,
He's
I'm pretty
dead.
sure he does.
Keeping with the topic of Rockstar Bonnie, I don't know why, but I've always felt creeped out by his appearance in Ultimate Custom Night. I don't know what it is. It's just something about like his voice and like how he's rendered that it just creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
his face is
weird.
kinda, like, long.
It's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I can tell. I can see that.
Okay, hey, in FNaF 1, who else originally thought Chica was a duck? Raise your hand.
No, actually, no, that's a lie. I did think because of Yamimash calling Chica Ducky, I did think she was a duck for a little bit.
That was for me.
I remember hearing I has Cupquake just call her Duck Duck.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Okay, actually, no, not only did I originally think Chica was a duck, but I actually originally thought Bonnie was a freaking bulldog due to the way his face was sculpted.
I
Oh my God,
always thought Bonnie, since people always put Bonnie in the thumbnail, I always thought that was Freddy. It was the main character, and I remember like with the Cupquake animation, I redrew that as a kid, but instead of Cupquake, it was fucking Thomas. Of course it was.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh
I
god.
always remember like when Blasphemous HD used to call Bonnie a hippo.
What? Wait, what?
And then came
Subtle
Mr.
foreshadowing.
Hippo.
Yeah,
Mr.
subtle
Hippo
foreshadowing.
My friend.
Foreshadowing.
Wait,
Oh
haven't
my
you?
god! Oh my god! No, you're right. You're right because then Mr. Hippo is a purple hippo animatronic. Oh
Yeah,
my god!
there you go.
Okay, either that was very clever on Scott's part, or that was just a complete coincidence.
Also, keeping with the topic of like subtle coincidences or like something like that, am I the only one who thought Chica was supposed to be a reference to the Chica from the Sprout?
No, I remember that too.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
You know,
you just
you know,
unlocked a
you
memory
guys
of
know what I'm talking
the
about.
game.
You know what I'm
Mike.
talking about, right?
I remember watching Thomas on Sprout. God damn it, dude.
Dude,
I was a weird kid back then, all right?
I'm pretty sure we all were, and we still are technically.
I feel like the second game kind of gets like a little bit of backlash for like having like too much stuff in it.
I loved it. I think the
stand-
second game's my favorite of the OG series. I gotta be honest. Yeah.
I
still
still have to agree with that.
I still
What I
stand
think
by
is
my
the
points
most
I made.
funny is that when Vanoss did all the FNaF games, mostly like 1 to Sister Location, I think, or
Actually,
1 to 4.
speaking of Vanoss, remember the Gmod Sandbox episode where they were in the
But I mostly love his dude. I'm not scared.
Throughout the entire point we were talking about the first game, we completely skipped over Foxy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if
agree.
he's my favorite.
Fun fact: Bonnie and Foxy are my two of my favorite characters.
I think Bonnie and Foxy are definitely fan favorites. Gee,
Yeah,
I wonder why.
yeah.
I wonder who my favorite was.
Yeah. Bonnie-
Yeah.
Bonnie because of how out there he is, and Foxy because he's a bit of an underdog.
People loved Foxy when the first game released.
Well, yeah, because
Then it
people
kinda died.
Because people love a good underdog story. You know, like they had sympathy.
And everyone
for him.
hated Security Breach because they weren't in it.
Yeah, which is valid. You can't knock off the two fan favorites and expect people to be okay with it.
Yeah. You expect me...
Gee,
Okay,
as Thomas fans, where have we heard this story, huh?
You expect me to put all my love into a crocodile and a wolf?
Well, I mean, to be fair, those two have also become fan favorites in their own right. So.
They only brought
Yeah,
Chica
Bonnie
back
was-
for the sex appeal.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Bonnie and Foxy are- honestly, the more
Shout
you
out to Kenshin.
I think they...
honestly,
Yeah,
It was Corey Kenshin who said that. It was Corey who said that, I remember.
But yeah, circling back to FNAF 2, I think I gotta agree with the tag, but I think FNAF 2 has got to be one of my favorites out of the franchise because it just adds so much to the game. And when it was first releasing, people didn't know if this was a sequel or a prequel. And then and on the night 6 phone call, phone guy says something. I don't remember what the dialogue said. It ended up confirming that this game was a prequel.
Yeah, he said when the night shift opens again, I'll take the night shift myself.
Night change yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Also, like, that reminds me of freaking Mark's confusion. He's like, "Why is the guy on the phone
Still alive? It's not right."
I did not bother playing the 6th night because I was like, okay, I did 5 nights. I'm done with this game.
The first night. If I didn't want to stay the first night, why would I stay any more than 5?
Why would I say more than 2? Hello.
It took me like 3.5 hours to complete night 6 on FNAF 2. I know, skill issue.
The
I'm
custom
also
night
trying-
is when you get fired.
I also want to like give Scott credit for designing the Wizards. Withered Bonnie is peak. All right, I'll say it. Withered Bonnie is peak.
Withered Freddy is right there.
I know, but Withered Bonnie just looks so cool, dude.
And also, we also can't forget like all the fan hoax characters. I mean, like, look at my profile pic, for instance. I'm literally Sparky. I am literally Sparky.
Mark, what are you talking about? You're a seal in the podcast episodes.
Okay, bro, I'm talking about on Discord, bro.
Honestly, I can't wait to see the scene in the FNAF 2 movie when we see the Wizards active for the first time.
Yes!
That's gonna be epic.
Yes!
We still got a few more mainline games to go through before we get to the movies.
But before we do that, can we actually take a little detour and talk about like the various hoaxes we've heard about over the years?
I guess we should. Let's start things off with the purple guy animatronic thing.
Yeah,
Who came up with that? I'm sorry, but the purple guy animatronic is so stupid. All right.
If we saw,
since we knew so little about the games back then, pretty much everyone fucking bought it.
honestly, if we saw Sparky if we managed to see Sparky in the first film, I feel like we're either going to see that or Toy Golden Freddy in the second film. I honestly feel like
right.
they're
There was
gonna
that one was less believable. That one was less believable. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, because wasn't like animatronic purple guy just Golden Freddy's body retextured to be purple with a poorly made like photoshopped head?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and yet, ironically, that one was more believable than Toy Golden Freddy.
Oh yeah, and there was also Shadow Balloon Boy as well.
There was, yeah.
God, there's so many hoaxes.
What I find funny throughout the FNAF like fan base or community is that how to make FNAF not scary, just like
Oh my god.
hey dude, just wanted to let you know the pizza's ready.
God, again, this is just gonna be the episode where we quote FNAF.
Yeah,
Dude, just want to let you know the pizza's ready.
God.
Together we all FNAF.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh god, what is he doing?
Hey,
Oh, dear.
you coming? That's fine. I'll continue to wait.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh,
fucking god.
the best. The story makes no sense.
Da, 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 da,
I guess
da, da, da.
that's a great segue. Let's talk about Balloon Boy for a quick second.
Damn,
I don't know
damn,
why so many. I know people will agree that a lot of people hate Balloon Boy because he steals the flashlight and whatnot. But Balloon Boy just got so much hate. I just don't understand it.
I know. Balloon Boy, you're a dick. Remind me to punch you in the face 10 times more than usual.
I hate him gameplay wise. Other than that,
Yeah,
fine.
I think at this point we can all admit that we more or less hate his game mechanic rather than Balloon Boy himself, because FNaF 2 made him a dick.
Yeah.
Honestly, there was a poll that was ran, and Toy Freddy got more hate than Balloon Boy.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I have no idea.
And then he became freaking became fucking meme lord.
That gamer.
They made him into a gamer type shit. They made him into the FNaF version of Queso.
I was just gonna say that.
He's built like a 1x1 Lego piece.
What even a 1x1 Lego piece?
Yeah.
Yep, you're banned.
Yep, you're banned. Yep, you're banned.
Wait, is that how he's meant to talk?
Yeah, because he has like a goofy kind of voice.
Yeah, but okay, but me personally, I personally really love how East Coast Boone portrayed him as like this posh British gentleman. I love that. Yeah, speaking of which, let's talk about East Coast Boone.
Hang on,
before
a minute, before we go into the YouTubers, do we just want to completely skip over Toy Chica?
I mean, we already all know, you know. Hi, everybody. Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, we're skipping over Toy Chica.
Yeah.
Moving on. Definitely no fan art that's going to make me question my moral existence.
Bro, literally, when the FNaF movie teaser came out, all people talked about was Toy Chica's feet in the trailer.
You know, people in the cinemas are gonna go freaky over freaking Toy Chica.
Yeah. I fear it might be a similar case with a Minecraft movie where people are just screaming over Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
God. Anyway,
I've played Minecraft.
Really quick. Have you guys seen that video where the guy brought an actual?
Yes.
So
we have seen that.
That aside, you want to know something that happened during my first night at the theaters of watching the FNaF movie? My sister actually said, "Was that the bite of '87?" Everyone laughed.
I think I also said that too. And I heard someone in the back go, or something.
I heard someone go, yeah!
Yeah.
Also, quickly about the chicken jockey scene. I have played Minecraft for so many years, and I don't even know what a chicken jockey even is.
It's the name for the baby zombie riding a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a baby zombie riding a chicken.
I am so out of touch.
There's someone in the Thomas fandom called D-Jam, and every time something a movie like...
Oh my god, yeah, I've heard of him. I know him. I know that dude.
I know both of his channels, bro.
They animate it in a Thomas way. How he's not taken Pinchy with Diesel 10 and made a chicken jockey joke yet is beyond me. How has he not done that?
Also, Neil Crone, perfect William Afton. I always come back.
Oh my god.
That fucking edit I made. Well, no, I made the original edit, and then my mate Crankster made an alternate version, like with pixely voice thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I even took like the full Afton scene until he takes the mask off with all of Diesel 10's lines just in my own time to see how it sounds so good.
Can we get back to the top? Okay, can we get back to FNaF, please?
FNaF 3.
FNaF 3. This is where things kind of switched up a little bit.
Yeah.
So instead of a pizzeria, you're in a
horror attraction that was made from the remains of one of the pizzerias.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And then you got so it's a haunted house kind of scenario.
Springtrap jump scare is just like a freaking like
He's just leaning towards you like, hey buddy, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
Got games on your phone?
Springo Bingo is kind of an odd character, if I will say.
Yeah, Springtrap, when we first found out about him, like, yeah. But then, like, when the game came out and we learned who he really is, we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, people started calling him Salvage, right?
I called him Golden Bunny.
Golden Bunny.
Salvage.
Golden Bonnie.
Oh, Golden Bonnie. Sorry.
because we already had Golden Freddy. Then oh look, we've got Golden Bonnie. Technically, it was, but like that was before we knew like they were like they had like the like the spring lock
mechanic.
stuff,
Yeah.
which we learned about in
FNaF,
FNaF 3. So.
like the memes have ruined how I see Springtrap, and every time I see Springtrap, I just think of Shaggy.
Don't even get me started on
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I thought you were about to say that. I thought you were about to say that one image of Matt Pat and Springtrap.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
the one where Matt Pat has Springtrap's baby.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh,
Are you talking about
yikes.
FNaF musical?
Oh, the horror. Oh,
No,
the
it's like a reference in a book or something.
Yeah.
I don't read books.
I'll be real.
I only read the Railway series.
I'll be real. I don't really care about the Phantom animatronics. I don't really care about any of them.
Yeah, they're not lore relevant, really. They're just
Yeah,
there.
they're just illusions. They're just
Yeah.
hallucinations from a lack of air.
They're just vibing in the void.
This is the void.
We don't venture out into the void.
Yeah.
All right.
On the topic of FNAF 3, has anyone seen that one video from Battington's, the Fazbear Fries video? That is...
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking
It was a
about.
long time ago. I was with my cousins.
Yeah.
I love the Baddington VHSs though. They're so good.
Yeah, right?
It's also interesting in FNAF 3. Scott secretly like set up sister location at one point in the game. So FNAF 4. This is also where
Oh, wait, hold on. I thought we were gonna talk about the
YouTubers.
Yeah.
We'll get there when we get there!
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
all right.
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, so Hawaiian time. Okay.
Right. Anyway, FNAF 4. This, I think, is where things kind of really started to shift. So
Yeah,
I fell
like,
off.
you no longer have a camera panel with a whole bunch of cameras around a building. No. You are a child, a small, insignificant fuck who has a whole bunch of these nightmares that the Freddy gang is inside this dude's house. I know people have been saying the nightmare animatronics are not as scary as they used to be anymore. I kind of gotta agree with that crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah. I think it's mainly because we've gotten so used to them.
Like,
right?
no amount of teeth is gonna make your character scary.
Yeah, because like I love the nightmare animatronics in FNAF 4, but here's the thing that made FNAF scary. It's the fact that these are like in a restaurant where you're supposed to like, it's a child-friendly like sort of looking area, and you could never imagine these child-friendly mascots coming to life and ripping out your spine. But when you look at these giant monsters in the corridor, yeah, obviously they're going to rip out your spine because they look like they have the power to do so. Normal Freddy doesn't look like he could do that.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. We're seeing this game through the eyes of a young child.
Yeah, so
who, as we find out later on, is being tested against his knowledge or will.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen these designs for the nightmares? I found this one. These kind of designs.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, those ones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now that looks like something a kid would see in a nightmare.
Oh, okay. Wow. That is terrifying. Wow.
Yeah. Not in FNAF 4.
They did one for Bonnie and Freddy as well.
Jesus, that's
editor, when you're editing the video, make sure to show these images like on screen as we're talking about them, please. Thank you.
The only podcast episode I edited was the Mario episode.
Yeah, and I think Gavin's editing the Sonic episode that we have. Oh, well, I guess I spoiled that. Yeah. Oh God,
When you
Bonnie
bring up
and
Mario,
Joel.
you have to bring up Sonic.
Yeah. Whoa. The fact that they have those tiny ass human shaped eyes and those big ass robot eye sockets. Jesus.
Oh my! Oh! Jesus!
This is the thing that I say.
Oh shit! I just realized that the plush looks like Nightmare.
Oh my!
That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That is terrifying.
The creepy thing about what the animatronics for me, I think the more creepier ones are for me the ones where the eyes are like big and wide. Take Withered Chica for an example, or FNAF 1 Chica.
Ah, okay.
Those are the ones that creep me out.
Well, I guess we could take a detour and talk about the FNAF YouTubers now.
Really
Oh, yeah, speaking of that, remember when Markiplier played FNAF 4 with Jack Black?
really quick. Before we get into that, I have one more thing to say about these guys.
What is it?
Like the tiny ass eyes, it's giving me freaking Mandela catalog vibes.
Oh.
Yeah, the sort of human eyes on machinery, you know.
Oh wait, hang on. Okay, hang on. I feel stupid because I kind of forgot to mention this game also is the first time we get to see Fredbear's Family Diner.
Yeah.
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 And
Everyone's like, is that the bite of 87?
and
I'm still
I
waiting
made
for
that
the
joke
Fredbear
already.
and it's also we also get to see the box. You know what I'm talking about. The box
Yeah,
with
like-
the two locks.
Yeah, the chest. Like, did we ever find out what was in it?
Oh god, there's a lock.
I think Scott did say like what might have been in the box on one of Daka's videos. But I think he said that he isn't sure what was in the box. Like at the time he knew what was in there, but as time went on, he just slowly kind of forgot. I might be remembering this incorrectly.
I think he said, like, at a time he knew what it should have been, but then after the Halloween update, the idea of FNaF had already changed so much that it wouldn't really fit with the story anymore, so it's best to leave it alone forever.
Yeah.
Okay, now since we're going into the YouTubers, since we're talking about the chest, remember that freaking parody song DA Games did?
Open the chest! Open the chest!
Open the chest! Please, God, I really want to know what's in this chest.
I don't think I've seen that video.
Yeah, it was a massive
That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
video. That
I guess we're just talking about the YouTubers. We mentioned the fan songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. The FNaF 1 song from Living Tombstone that
Still a
has,
bop, by the way. Still an absolute bop.
that has a massive fan following. Jesus Christ.
No word of a lie. When I heard it in the movie, I shed a tear in like nostalgia. I was like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. At that point, I had already been spoiled that the end credits had the theme, and I thought that was just like, oh well, someone's just trying to pass it all over as fake. Nah, it was real.
Yeah, legit.
That was real.
I was so.
So I think it's pretty cool that they did that.
I think FNaF is going to do that, whether it's been so long. I feel like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, please.
At this point.
Blumhouse, please do that, please.
Wait, hold on. Imagine if instead of you doing the original, they actually use the big band cover one. Now that would be dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Scott. He listens to the fans.
Do we want to talk about FNaF World?
Yeah,
Hold on.
it's overhated.
It's overhated, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit overhated, yeah.
It's fine. It's a decent RPG, is all I'll say.
If it's viewed as non-canon, then it's fine as its own thing. It is kind of, I make this comparison a lot. It pretty much was FNAF's Magic Railroad in a sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I've said this before, but I'm going to quickly say this now. FNAF 1 to 4 is Series 1 to 5. FNAF World, Magic Railway. Sister Location and Pizza Sim, Series 6 and 7. Help Wanted and Help Wanted 2, Jack in the Pack. Ultimate Custom Night Tugs, and Security Breach. Either the Hit era or the Arc era.
Or Blubber.
Okay, since we keep mentioning Thomas in this, I think it's only fair that we talk about the FNAF Thomas parodies and fan games right quick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'd like to do a video talking about those because like Five Nights at Thomas's, it's like a joke game kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you got Five Nights at Smudges where it's like there's multiple.
Yeah, dude, that one was really interesting.
I just got reminded of the FNAF 1 song with like the AI cover of like fucking Thomas singing. I just got reminded of that.
Yeah, it's like Pinchy 10, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he took those AI models down or they just got lost because the site updated.
Yeah, it's more likely the latter.
Keeping with the topic of fan games for a quick second, I really, really love Five Nights at Candy's.
Candy's is a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candy's.
Okay, but who can forget Five Nights at Wario's?
Nah. And then there's also Five Nights at Fuckboys.
Oh,
30, and my boy, 39.
I only know.
Oh my god, yeah,
39.
39. Jesus
boy.
Christ.
I only know because of Luigi Kid.
I don't think I've
Dude,
ever
dude,
played Final Fantasy
same.
I think.
Dude, same. Oh my god, bro.
I want my Fuckboys 4 and I want it now.
Engage the camera, motherfucker.
Speaking of the number 4, Final Fantasy Candy's 4. When are we getting the game?
It's gotta be here at some point.
Every time
When are we getting that?
Every time there's
It'll
like a
be out
parody.
with a shout. We like that. It'll be out with a shout. Great work ethic.
I want to say something about Five Nights at Fuckboys. Every time there's like a fan game that is inspired by that parody, they always put in a Freddy Fuckboy cameo.
Yeah. Every time.
Oh my god.
Super fucking Mario Brothers, Freddy Fuckboy cameo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Always guilty.
Oh my god, bro.
I think
Bro.
the concept of Final Fantasy Candies 2 is interesting because like instead of like it being a restaurant, you're stuck inside a warehouse with like withered versions of the cast,
like a storage facility or something.
Yeah. And then it also introduces the cat character along to coincide with rats, which I think ended up leading towards
pajamas.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Cat and Rat are the Golden Freddy and Spring Bonnie of
rat, in the rat in the hat from Bananas in Pajamas.
Oh.
What?
Oh my god, you just
Anyway, yeah, the rat and the cat. I think that ended up leading towards like the creation of Final Fantasy Candy 3, which just completely goes the full FNAF 4 route with like nightmare versions of the animatronics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, Candy himself, the namesake of the game, is not even in the game.
Isn't even in the game,
I mean, technically he is through Cat because Cat was basically Candy's predecessor, I think. So
I was actually going to make like an actual Five Nights at Tags game at some point. There's 2 VHSs I did on my channel that allured to that, but I had to like just silently cancel it.
Speaking of
actual VHSs.
I had literally I had a whole map layout. It was like an arcade and diner and everything, but I still have that map as well, but I've not touched the FNAF.
While we're still on the topic of FNAF fan games, Ian, now would be a good time to bring up the game you freaking bought me.
Okay, so I have no idea if John, Luca, and Tag have any idea what I'm about to talk about, but so there's this company called Vichiban, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are a VTuber group consisting of 4 VTubers: Buff Pup, Rosedoodle, Shiabun, and AI Candy, I think, right? Is that right?
Eye Candy,
sorry. And
their first game was a FNAF fan game.
Yeah, so Meet Your Oshi is kind of a weird blend of a hot mess. It's basically FNAF, you take VTubers, mash them together, you get this game.
And I hated it.
Throughout
the entirety of streaming that fucking game, I hated it. And also the phone guy, and also the funny thing, the only thing I found funny about it was the phone guy sounded like Hotel Mario.
And whilst Trevor hated the game, I was actually kind of impressed with how polished everything looked. The jump scare animations could have been better, but aside from all that, it's surprisingly good.
Okay,
in my opinion.
Okay, but like let's talk about a really controversial one. How about we talk about the FNAF 3 before FNAF 3, if you know which one I'm talking about.
Oh.
I don't know why I don't know why I thought you were about to say FNAF Plus. I was like, we don't.
Okay, well, that is a very controversial one, but I'm talking about the OG controversial.
I know.
Jesus.
I know the one.
Yeah.
FNAF 3, aka Return to Freddy's.
Yes.
I don't really know much about that fan game, if I'm being honest.
It's just like the FNAF 1 office, but like it has like the FNAF 2 kind of mechanics as well. You have like the mask and the winding music box puppet.
Yep. Actually, no. You don't have the music box for Kevin. The puppet's just a regular animatronic in that game.
I will say, like, one of the niche FNAF fan games I really, really love and deserves more appreciation was Fredbear and Friends Reboot. If you guys ever played that one.
I think I've heard of that one. Yeah.
I've heard of it. I saw some playthroughs.
Hey, but speaking of comedic parody FNAF fan games, let's talk about Five Nights with 39.
Sure. Why not?
I love it.
Dude, honestly, like, I feel like 39 would have been perfect as a character in, like, the Special Strike movies. He would have fit right in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a foul set of games, but that was my humor at the time. It's just dark, absurdist humor, and I'm here for it. That's great.
I can agree with that. I can agree. I can totally agree with that.
Okay, can I be completely honest with you, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about him again, I kind of want to pull aside the Steam engine and make a Thomas character version of him.
Oh, for God's sake, no!
then you would just get James with no filter. Then in that case, you get Trampy James. That's what you get.
God damn.
Yeah, just paint him fucking like teal and give him glasses.
God.
Hey, listen, Tommy, we need to talk, okay? Because that video you recorded and put on the internet, yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks to that, my girlfriend left because apparently I wiped for the public. It wasn't even me that was killed your son. It was Gordon.
Oh my God. All right, dude. Should we talk about Pop Ghost now?
Oh yeah, Pop Goes. Yeah,
No.
that one stirred up some stuff.
No, not the diesel. You, not the diesel. Like,
yeah, no, not the diesel. We're talking about freaking Pop Goes, also known as what's the name of the restaurant in that game?
Popco's Family Diner, I think is that right? I gotta fucking look it up.
Well, either way, yeah, that caused a bit of a stir, particularly with the storyline created by a certain well-known FNAF YouTuber, Eth Goes Boom. Anyone remember him?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. Just a peak man. Yes.
Yeah. Look, Mom, I can ride a bike.
I think okay, so we've all talked about those fan games, but I think
it's Treasure Island.
Oh yeah, Treasure Island, right?
The grandfather of all FNAF fan games.
Wasn't that the first game, like the first fan game?
I think it was
one of the first.
The first known ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
Yeah. I think the remaster version is so polished, and I honestly think it's got to be like the better version. Cause don't get me wrong, the original kind of mediocre. The remaster, pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think the remasters aged pretty well. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Speaking of remasters, Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese is rebooted. That's really something.
Oh, that's a whole
I know
thing.
we've been on the topic of like the FNAF fan games, but we have not talked about Five Nights at Sonic's in the slightest.
Oh my God, yeah!
Yeah.
Dude,
all those old drawings just come to mind like core memory mode. Just
I will admit, Five Nights at Sonic's Maniac Mania is really something. I'd honestly say I think
you take Mario and Sonic with FNAF, and then you sprinkle a little bit of Sonic the DXC on it.
Yeah, Maniac Mania was probably my first. Yeah, no, Maniac Mania was my first game I played.
I only got reminded of it because of Razbowski.
Oh, Razbowski!
Bro, I can't believe the fact Raz has 2 kids now. That's crazy.
Oh,
wait,
huh?
I'm happy for you, Raz.
Oh,
Raz has 2 kids.
Damn, okay.
He's got 2 superstars now.
And also keeping with the topic of 2D animated FNAF games, One Night at Flumpty's goes hard.
Okay, and
the game
then there's one more
guy that made it.
and then there's one more series of games that I think we should at least mention briefly, because as much as we could deny it, it did play a little bit of a role in the FNAF fan game isms.
And what might that be?
Five Nights in Anime.
Bruh. Oh god. Typhoon Cinema was
we
eaten
don't,
so
we don't have
good
to go
though
into
with that.
detail in it, but I feel like we should.
Mark, I thought we
I thought we agreed not to talk about that game.
We're not going.
why?
We're not going into detail. We're just acknowledging that it existed. That's all.
You guys remember when stuff like Typhoon Cinema, like those FNAF content channels existed, and they'd always put Five Nights at Anime on their thumbnails? The brain rot era.
Sort of,
FNAF
yeah.
brain rot era? Is that what it was?
It was the bad side of the FNAF like content creation. It was rough, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, speaking of Five Nights in fucking Weeboo Land, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Someone mixed that with Undertale. Someone mixed that with Undertale. Somehow.
All right, Vanilla Tail. Yeah.
Oh no.
So whilst we're on the topic of like old FNAF content, how has no one done a remaster of? Hold on, let me see if I can find the original. No.
Oh my god, I'm fucking retweeting this. This is so fucking funny.
Oh god, what'd you
What?
find?
What did you find?
It has to do with like the Sonic pack from Minecraft.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
One of these days, I really hope like some of these episodes of the podcast get animated.
Oh
I hope
god.
so.
Like
That'd be wild.
that would be so
if I
cool.
get animated, can I be in the Mario 64 style with how Machinimas do it?
Honestly, yeah. If you're gonna animate the Mario episode, go for it.
My Mario 64 Saturn, my Mario 64 file for Saturn is public, by the way.
Just give me your favorite dog breed, and I'll draw you as a Bluey character. I'll do animatics.
No!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, make me either a husky, a Malamute, or a wolf.
Okay.
Honestly, just keep me as
I
a.
know I can only get one person to answer out of this because 3 out of 5 of us live in the US or anywhere that's not the UK. Who's going to Audrey 5 this year?
Sadly,
Maybe.
not me.
I do not have the
I hope
funds.
I hope
I
I
do not have the
can.
funds, and my parents do not have the time for such an excursion.
Anyways,
I am not only going, but I'm also going in my fursuit on one of the days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
cool.
You'll see. If you do see me, I'll be easy to spot because I have Rambly in my hands because I have the makeshift Rambly plush.
I'll be easier to spot. Bro, trust me, I'll be much easier to spot.
Also, John Luca, if you do end up animating this as an animatic, I guess I could just be a smokebox head.
I don't want to
know.
be looking like a Bluey character. Just do my Mario recolor. I don't care.
I mean, if you want to do that, no pressure. No pressure.
Actually, you know what?
Why has there not been a remaster of this?
Remaster what?
Back in the day?
Oh!
I remember
that. Smoke weed every day. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Jesus.
Smoke weed.
Okay, right. I think we should move away from the fan side of the community and go back to the mainline.
Get more official sister location.
Yeah, sister location really opened the door to something new because now we have voice acting. That's pretty cool.
Kellen, my beloved.
Michael.
Yeah,
is that you?
Yeah.
We had no real voices for the character. The closest we got were the hidden lore videos by Mr. Creepypasta, but that was about it, really.
Oh yes.
Those are my jam.
Technically,
The Bite of 87 one like lives rent free in my head.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And I think the animation, someone did an animation too, and that was so well animated. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of animatronic voices, there was also I forget the guy's name, but like there's this like YouTuber that like did like like a series of videos about like each animatronic's like voice and stuff.
David Neer. That was David Neer.
I was gonna say, are you talking about the guy that does like the voiceover over the FNAF movie behind the scenes stuff?
No. This was just back in the day. David Neer, he was
way back.
Speaking of behind the scenes,
which speaking of David Neer reminds me of the Dr. Creepypasta, the real animatronics that Dr. Creepypasta made. Like they were like back in the day, the very first ones.
Speaking of FNAF movie behind the scenes,
I know, right? They're still around.
Yeah. The fact they're still here in one piece is amazing.
Right.
Speaking of FNAF movie behind the scenes, remember that one clip that got leaked where like they were dancing to Sweet Dreams?
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah,
I
that.
think
Yeah,
they-
that was fun. That was
I
a good
think
time.
they did that once they wrapped filming up, and they're like, "Hell yeah, we're gonna have a full day just to party at the pizzeria."
Could you know how it was made in like apparently the FNAF movie takes place in 2000. I always imagined like what if if it was made in Britain, just have all the animatronics dancing to Can We Fix It album version.
Oh my.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
literally.
So the Funtime animatronics. They're an interesting concept, I guess.
White.
Yes, very white coated.
Yes, they were very, very, very white.
Wait, who's very
blue.
white coated?
The Funtimes.
Fun times.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about Little Okay, I thought you meant something completely different.
I'm not a racist.
All except, like,
I know.
all except Ennard
Black Lives Matter.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Ennard proved that though. Ennard didn't like the white very much, obviously.
He wanted his grey coat.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, don't.
yeah, so Sister Location introduces a whole lot of new things. Voice acting, for one thing. It also kind of ditched the whole, like, sort of Five Nights concept. I say that as in, like, it doesn't have Five Nights. No, it does. What I mean is, it ditches, like, the whole, you have a camera on you, and you gotta check through every room and survive 5 nights. It's more of, like, you...
The sit and survive kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Free roam was the thing for the first time ever.
Well, technically, free roam,
Kinda.
as in like you could go anywhere, but more as a, like you're in like you're underground for one thing.
Yeah, the most free roam Click Team would allow you to have, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also gave us a bit more lore that the Crying Child was not the only kid William Afton had, for one thing.
We heard William's voice for the first time. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's British.
I wonder what made Scott make the Aftons British.
Yeah, and then you bring in Matthew Lillard, and then that just completely destroys everything. but maybe in a good way.
Yeah, I love Matthew's performance as Afton. That was fantastic.
Oh,
Bro really said moo.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah,
Moo. Said the cow.
No, and then the animatronics start moving back. I don't want to hurt him.
God
Damn it. Oh my
imagine
god.
FNAF movie 2, right? Opens up, Sparky comes to life. Woof woof.
Anyways, so I think it's said that like baby's size is like 7 feet tall or something like that.
Yeah, she's a
that's a huge
fire
bitch.
giant. Like, oh my god,
Peppa
she's
Pig
huge.
height.
That's a huge bitch.
Like what was the thought process behind that, Scott? I mean, yeah, sure, it's an idea like be able to like shove a kid in there or have a kid get scooped into there.
I think Funtime Freddy's a lot smaller than her, but he could still fit a kid in him. So
Yeah.
why is she so?
Yeah, actually, freaking count the ways. Now that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally count the
I
ways.
saw when I saw like Funtime Foxy, I was like, after seeing FNAF 2, I was like, is that Mango?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all thought that.
Wait,
Funny you mention that
speaking of Funtime Foxy, in FNAF World, there is a character called Funtime Foxy, which is basically just a fixed version of Mangle. But then you introduce a new character that also has the name Funtime Foxy.
It's subtle. He's taking creative liberties. Shut up.
even Funko got confused with it because they made the pre-Mangle plushie called Funtime Foxy. Then when they made the sister location Funtime Foxy, they also called her Funtime Foxy.
Yeah.
Him, yes.
Yeah, Funtime,
Funtime
yeah.
the wrong
At
way.
this point, we like Foxy still didn't have like a proper voice, so people were just like speculating whether or not Funtime Foxy was male or female.
Yeah. For the longest time, Scott just said Mangle is a yes until we actually got confirmation in Ultimate Custom.
Mangle is yes. Mangle is Mangle. Mangle is its own. Mangle is its own beautiful gender. And
My gender is yes.
My gender is yes.
Your gender is yes.
Yeah. Also, Ennard is he's just spaghetti wires. That's basically what he is.
Mamma mia!
I will say this: sister location, though it's not my favorite in the game. The way the game ends is incredibly messed up because it's a living robot just like taking out the insides of a human and wearing their skin. They basically like Murder Drones was like
what?
Yeah.
Murder Drones was 10 years late to the
That's
party.
literally what happened.
Yeah.
Has binging with Babish not made an ended spaghetti?
Also,
Damn it.
Maybe I'm glad I stayed away from.
No. Then it would be arcade with Alan that would have made that.
Also,
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
pretty sure, like during the credit scene where Ennard there's a scene where there's like a mirror and Ennard's like seeing through it. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Scott use like a PNG cutout of Rick Ashley for that, or am I just going nuts?
Okay, no. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just Rick Ashley in the mirror, just key.
Never gonna give you up. Oh shit, a rat. Gonna make you die.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye. No, please spare me, Rick Astley. I wasted all my money on OnlyFans.
Simp. Yep. Oh god. Anyway, Pizzeria Simulator. That one kind of ditched the Finite's title, I guess.
The game I really, really want to play.
Yeah.
The ending goes so hard.
Yeah, it was like one of those. It was like one of those like misleading games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had no idea it was being made. Scott didn't say there was a new FNAF game coming, just a mini.
Yeah,
Tycoon.
right.
Yeah, like the first time you boot up the game, it's just like 2D sprites, but then you get to see Scrap Baby, and you're like, oh shit, this is a full on game. This is a full on FNAF game.
The best reaction I can think of people finding out about that was Dorcos when he was just like, oh,
Yes.
it's Circus Baby! Oh my god!
Yeah, he always has like the December.
Oh my god, what is that? What is that?
That is ended.
Can we show that?
I don't think we can.
Put a demonetization logo over it in case you put it on screen.
Okay,
Thank you.
let me describe this for the audio listeners. So what I'm looking at here is Ennard looking kind of creepy with a whole bunch of eyes behind his faceplate, and he's climbing into an empty skin suit of what I could only assume is Michael Afton.
Yeah.
Still the realistic ended.
That is a visual representation of what happens after you get scooped in sister location, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jiminy Christmas.
The artist is Hush Puppy Art.
I hate it.
Hey, Alex.
I hate it.
Years later, just copy and paste the same thing.
God.
I hate it.
Anyway, circling back to spaghetti, let's talk about Molten Freddy. So,
Yeah.
Yes,
Molten,
because that's all that
Freddy
really remains after they kicked Baby out of the Ennard body. Molten Freddy was all that really remained.
Yeah. So don't know. I still don't have no idea how that works. Don't know how that works.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Either.
Like, what do you mean Baby was kicked out? Did you like pull her endo parts out of the spaghetti pile or something? Like, what happened there?
They gave her the boot. Like Molten Freddy got a boot from like the back alleys. Just used that to kick Baby out.
So there was, I think the in-law reason is after the Michael corpse rotted, as human corpses do, because the animatronics didn't think of that. It's like, oh, this will last forever, even if it's not alive. Yeah, they had to escape into the sewers, and Michael somehow comes back to life. Don't ask questions. This is the weird era of FNAF.
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
Just consume product. They go to the pizzeria, but they have a disagreement with Baby about what to do with humans and whatever along the way. So Baby's part of Ennard is ejected while Ballora, Foxy, and Freddy would stay within. They all end up going to the same place anyway, so I don't see what the point in ejecting Baby at all was. And then they get burned.
Yeah.
Connection terminated.
Connection
Sorry,
terminated, yeah.
if you even still remember that.
Yeah.
I also think this was the time that Springtrap started to get a little bit of redesign, I want to say.
Trap is just Jimmy Neutron. Don't at me. I know everyone says that, but like,
Yeah.
Mention that word.
The peanut head guy is looking a little funky.
Peanut Man, yeah.
Mr. Peanut.
Jig.
And then we got Lefty. Lefty, he's kind of weird looking.
Where's Righty?
What?
I said, where's Righty?
Oh yeah. Actually, funny you say that, because in FNAF VR 2, Lefty becomes a character. There is a righty in FNAF VR 2.
Wait, really?
Turn righty to go lefty.
No, wait, hang on. I thought his name was Carney to fit in with the carnival aesthetic.
Everyone in the fandom calls him righty, though. It's Lefty's black and righty's white. It's righty.
No, Carney is like, hang on a minute. Carney is like the bear animatronic that looks like Rockstar Freddy, but it's got like blue and white stripes on him or something.
Everyone in the fandom likes to call them Whitey, though. So, Whitey, Righty.
Yeah. Careful with your words there, man. I don't really have much to say about the Rockstar animatronics aside from Bonnie, who is
Bonnie Spooky.
Rockstar Bonnie has just become my sleep paralysis demon at this point.
Also, for some reason, it took us until Pizzeria Simulator to give the pirate animatronic a parrot. How did it take us this long?
And a peg leg, for that matter, too.
I mean, actually, he's actually more accurate without the parrot, because, like, the parrot and earrings, like, those are, like, stereotypes.
Mashing up those two words reminds me of this one "You Are a Pirate" animation someone did with Foxy way back in.
Yeah. I really have nothing to say about the mediocre melodies. They can all just they all kind of mesh together, aside from Mr. Hippo.
Yeah, Mr. Hippo is his own beautiful separate entity.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love Mr. Hippo. He's great.
And that brings us to Ultimate Custom Night, which fans have dubbed the end of the Scott era of FNAF.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Yeah, this game is pretty much, it's just like all the games mashed into one.
Hell, basically. It's
William
Afton's personal hell.
Eternal purgatory, yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense that Springtrap and Scraptrap are like also in here.
No, because it makes sense in hindsight, because like they're also reminders of what he did.
Yeah, like I think I remember seeing like a FNAF animation online about Ultimate Custom Night or something, and it had 2 Springtraps in it. It made me question, like, hang on a minute, if this is Afton's personal hell, why would Springtrap and Scraptrap also be here?
Actually, speaking of Ultimate Custom Night animations, remember the one where like Ennard, Molten Freddy are stuck in the vents and Chica's in front of them? It's not my fault. There's barely any room in here, and she's in the way.
Move, Chica, you fat fuck.
Chica, you fat fuck.
Ultimate Custom Night also gave a lot of the characters their own voices. Characters who, at the time, did not have their own voice. Like,
got their own voice.
Like, like, most of the toys, a few of the Wizards, the Nightmares, Foxy.
You won't get tired of my voice, will you?
What I find funny is that when Freddy Fazbear, like the FNAF 1 version, finally got a voice in AR, no one really liked it. They're like, that's not how I imagine Freddy sounding. And now that the game doesn't exist, people have deemed it non-canonical.
Yeah. I honestly think Freddy's AR voice, when we get to AR, I'll talk more about it. But Freddy's voice for that game, I think it suits him, honestly. Because
it's good, yeah.
If I were to imagine Freddy to have a voice, it'd probably be deep. And this game kind of does that justice.
Yeah, it's
my headcanon for Freddy. For Freddy having a voice is just moist critical.
Stop. Actually, stop.
Am I wrong?
Very much wrong. Yes.
See, the thing is with Freddy's voice, I'd imagine it being Lotso's voice from Toy Story 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's actually a really good.
I'm Freddy Fazbear.
I guess I can kind of hear that. I can kind of hear it. I honestly.
Someone said John.
Where's your brother now, Mike?
I remember seeing this video saying John Goodman as Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah. Honestly, I weirdly I could imagine Bonnie being a redneck.
Just
Homemade,
made
so
up. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what people a lot of people Eth Goes Boom included made him as before was canonically confirmed he had an Australian accent. At least I think it was.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Australian?
Does he actually canonically have an Australian accent?
Shit, it would explain.
An Ultimate Custom Night, I'm pretty sure, right?
Hang on, it would
No,
probably.
that's fan made. That's a fan made one.
I mean, it would probably explain why Bonnie says "for" weird. Like he just says "fowa" instead of "for."
I just make Bonnie sound like a very high pitched scoop.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm fine. I'm just thinking about what happened to Joe the other day.
Joe. Is that like the night god or who is that?
Yeah, drama.
Bonnie, I'm going to rip your endoskeleton right out of you if you keep doing that.
Bonnie, oh my god, I will slap you.
Slap you.
Okay, right. So after Ultimate Custom Night came and went, people were wondering what the next FNAF game would be. A surprise to everyone when we finally found out the next game was going to be VR. Everyone started shitting their pants over that.
Help Wanted was such a good first impression of Steel Ball. They knocked it out of the park.
I will say now.
Kelly Mackin recommended me that game when I was in VR chat. Yeah. When I was told to get my VR effects, Callie literally just said, "You should play Help Wanted," and I'm like, I don't know if I should do that.
Yeah.
I love that you can actually be there and see how big the animatronics are compared to you. And the fact that if you have the door open and the lights on when Bonnie or Chica reach your office, they stop walking and slowly turn.
That's really creepy.
Yeah.
And then if you try to peek your head out of the office door, Foxy just starts gunning it towards you.
Oh my god.
And also it's the new stuff as well people love the most. Actually parts and service with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica.
Yes, I love parts and service.
It was such a good addition to the game.
Help me, big sis.
No.
When in parts and service is to keep an eye. Make sure you keep an eye on Foxy at all times. He's fucking gone.
If there's one complaint I will give Help Wanted, I don't think some of the animatronic models look the best. If you look at Toy Freddy, he is straight up just a dark brown. And not that bright orange brown that we're used to.
Hey, in fact, at least then he's accurate to his Funko plush.
That's true. Do you guys actually remember when Help Wanted first got revealed, Nightmare Fredbear had Nightmare Freddy's textures for some reason?
Yeah. And also, I don't remember if it was his top or bottom teeth, but Toy Freddy, a row of Toy Freddy's teeth was missing from his Help Wanted model.
Top.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah, it was top.
I kind of didn't like. I saw how people were actually picking up the phone. How you actually have to hold it up. That's actually a nice detail and all. But it's it even is an option where you can actually just have it pick up on its own, and you can just.
I also think
it's like speaker.
I also think it's a little weird that when Help Wanted first came out, none of the Wither animatronics had been modeled for the FNAF 2 segments of the game. So it was just FNAF 1 Foxy in the FNAF 2 location. We did end up getting the Withered models eventually later down
in an update.
Curse of Dreadbear might have been when that happened. Glitch Trap is an interesting character.
I like the idea of Glitch Trap. I know his official name is Malhair, but I like Glitch Trap more.
It's like changing the name from Spike Shell to Blue Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
But, Glitch Trap is meant to be a digital clone of William Afton, which that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I would have preferred it.
Dude, we're literally dealing with a story where freaking Remnant exists.
Remnant. I know we've been.
By this time, the books were.
I know this is a bad time to bring it up, but I know we went past the fan game stuff. I just realized we did not talk about Mario and animatronic horror.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I guess we could talk about Curse of Dreadbear. This DLC is pretty dope. I have no shame in saying this, but I am a simp for Grim Foxy or whatever the
Grim
hell.
Forever's a highlight for everyone. Like him just on flames.
Is the character called Grim Foxy? I don't remember.
I think his name was Grim Foxy, yeah.
I remember buying the Dreadbear plush of
Yeah, it was Grim Foxy.
Okay, yeah. Like I don't know, the orange color, the giant sickle instead of a hook, him being on fire. I don't know. I just love it.
Wait,
Oh my god! I just found something that I had when I was a child. I'll show it later after the episode.
All right.
I have been to stuff like HMV and Smith's Toy Superstores, and every time I go, without fail, there's always a Grim Foxy plush or YouTube hanging around.
Or action figure,
Or action figure, yeah. Everyone loves Grim Foxy, and for good reason. He's an awesome concept.
I also think this was a time where the FNaF 4 animatronic, the nightmares, were brought back for the DLC. And bro, I've seen Markiplier's video on like the one where he's going down the hallway. I can't stress this enough. Experiencing that in VR myself is terrifying as all hell.
Wait, you played it?
I have played it, yeah. Oh my god.
It was scary enough for FNaF 4 to look down the hallway with those monsters coming, but to walk down the hallway as they're coming towards you is a whole other experience, man.
Bro, that shit is scary.
Hey, speaking of Markiplier sneaking down hallways,
Right, so I think after Help Wanted came out, we got FNaF AR. Now, I have some questions about this game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, FNaF Special Delivery, right?
Yeah, I think the concept is okay, but there's not really much to say about this game, if I'm being honest.
The biggest letdown for this is that the trailer showed so much promise and quality, only for the game to come out and run like dog water.
It had Markiplier in it, for Christ's sake.
Markiplier is officially canon in the FNaF universe!
Here's the thing, they put him in the trailer, but they didn't put him in the game, so they didn't have to pay him any residuals. That's already a sign of cheap quality.
God.
Yeah.
I will say, the AR models don't look that bad. I will say, I think the dog water quality, it's only with like the FNaF 1 animatronics for the game.
Yeah.
They should not look shiny, is all I'm saying.
No.
They're too
the
shiny.
FNaF 2 ones are really good. I will say that. FNaF 2 characters look great.
Springtrap's model isn't doing any service either. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's just something off about Springtrap's AR model.
If you look at the compilations of all the AR characters, you'll notice that Springtrap is tiny. Then again, he was supposed to fit a human inside him, but still, compared to the other animatronics.
I think when the teaser came out, it showed Plushtrap, and yet when the game came out, it took him a year and a half to add him.
What I find fun about this game is that we also got customizable skins, which some of them kind of work. I do think Shamrock Freddy feels like a bit Shrek coded for some reason.
Oh, he definitely is.
What are you doing?
And Chocolate Bonnie doesn't make a lot of sense, but I can kind of see where they're going with that.
Statue of Liberty Chica, and I'm like, okay, guys, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in HMV. I was like, what the fuck?
I think a few of my favorites would have to be Firework Freddy, Easter Bonnie, Blackheart Bonnie, and I guess the Piranha Fish Endo.
Hold on, I'm not gonna lie. Bonnie Blackheart actually sounds like a really dope-ass name.
That is a pretty cool name. I will say that my favorites are probably a cross between the retro toys and also the sort of clockworky, sciencey, mechanical versions of the toys, you know? A sort of mad scientist kind of look that they have. Especially Balloon Boy, surprisingly. He's one of my favorites. But yeah, not much else I could say on AR.
Oh, shoot. What? Hang on. Guys, I'm being called away to get groceries out of the Blazer. I'll be right back. Trevor, just take my place for me, okay? I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll take your spot. Sure.
All right. I guess let's move on to the next game.
What is next one? I think it's Security Breach. Oh.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, here's the thing.
I'd like to start this by saying the game is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But I will only say this. Aesthetically, I like the vibe. Like the colors and everything.
Yeah.
The designs, wise, I do like that.
I think it was rushed. That's why it was.
No, yeah, it was
ridiculous.
rushed. Yeah, it was rushed.
In
Due to
terms
how
of, like-
excited everyone was getting.
When we go by visual appeal alone, this is the best looking FNAF game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms
Yeah,
of story, I think by story, it's probably one of, if not the worst.
Yeah, I personally like the fanon stories, like the pacifist AU, if that makes sense, where Gregory saves all the animatronics and they become like a found family. I think that's really sweet. I like that. It's a nice change of pace.
I think this was a main concern with everyone when this game came out. It's not scary, and because it's too even though I like it on its own merits, it's too brightly colored, and the animatronics have personalities and they're not haunted. That's what took away the big scare factor.
What I found funny was Freddy going, "Your mother?"
His voice actor Kellen, he became a meme lord in his own right.
He did, yeah. He became so known for his work with FNAF. He got to voice Foxy doing his Dum 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 in the movie. That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah.
And he was also the voice of Funtime Freddy, actually. Hey, Bon Bon, go get him!
Yeah, I always love Funtime Freddy's voice, no matter what. It's a great
Same,
performance.
yeah.
Bon Bon, say hi to all our friends. Nope, nobody's here.
I love that one
Yes,
where,
I
with the bonbon hand puppet. That one, the bonbon hand puppet.
Gregory,
I honestly, though,
do you see that small vent on the floor? You need to vent.
I know, as much as I do dunk on Security Breach, if it meant we were going to get a cleaner game in the end, I would have happily waited years to get Security
Okay,
Breach.
but
Yeah.
here's the thing. I feel like Security Breach is the Minecraft movie of the FNAF franchise.
I said this before. It's the hit era or arc era of FNAF.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not 100% bad, because, even in my old Security Breach review, even though it's old, it has still aged well, and I do still feel the same way. But I do like some things about this game. As small as they are, they do help make it stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
And also the fact, Freddy and Bonnie queer coded. Yes,
Yeah, literally.
please.
I honestly think, Security Breach should have just been a clean slate. Make Vanny the main villain, leave Afton forever, just stick with Vanny as the new main big bad,
I
it's
still love the moment
reboot
that they
and everything.
acknowledged Freddy and Bonnie's friendly, friendship with I do not come up here anymore. I miss him.
Yeah. Friendship. Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh, friend. Oh, friend.
I don't know the FNAF community that well.
They are gay. Gay. They are gay.
I respect gays.
Yes.
It's a clip of
Yes,
Dave Bradley
queen.
just going gay.
Seriously, Glamrock Fronny forever, bro. I ship them like FedEx. I'm sorry, I'm not ashamed to admit that. I ship Glamrock Freddy and Glamrock Bonnie like FedEx.
Ready?
When you take Freddy to Bonnie Bowl, that was a nice line. That it actually, when I heard that, I was just like,
yeah, it was
sad at first, but that was heartwarming to hear.
Yeah, it tugs at the heartstrings. Speaking of Glamrock Bonnie, can we all agree that his design is just mwah? Yeah, yes, queen.
Yeah.
Hey, on the top
the
of
Even though we got to see Glamrock Bonnie, where's Foxy?
Yeah, actually, about that, there's this really talented modeler on DeviantArt who made their own concept of Glamrock Foxy, and here he is. Look at him.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, that is dope.
I like the parrot to mini chicas as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually using this as my canon Glamrock Foxy, and this fun fact, I'm actually writing a Security Breach fan story. But anyways, yeah, he's pretty this is pretty cool. But yeah, I am making if you want, I can actually send you the story. I already have some of the chapters made if you want to check it out on your own time. Misadventures in the Gigaplex. Yeah. The reason why it's called that is because after the fire, the fire still happens.
Fire!
Yeah, basically, Fazbear Entertainment finally gets under management who knows what the fuck they're doing, and not greedy little shits. And they completely, revamp the everything and make it better and actually safer for the kiddos and their families. And they actually know how to deal with fucking Karens.
And probably make sure Freddy's systems don't crash. Because reduced power is kind of annoying.
I think it was fair to say that due to the reception of Security Breach, a lot of people liked the game, but a lot of people also hated it. And unfortunately, more people hated it than more people liked it. The internet collectively dunked on this game, Despite the good intentions it had, it was a very poor reception. And again, should have just been from the ground up, just a full-on FNaF reboot at this point. Because
the more I think about it, it sounds like more the Ark era, like Journey of the Uncertain kind of era.
This should have definitely been like a new era of FNaF, because the old fans were either like losing interest or just about to leave. So this could have been a good opportunity to market this towards a far new era, reboot the entire franchise into something different. And old fans wouldn't have minded, because it didn't, if Security Breach wasn't connected to old lore and William wasn't a threat anymore, people wouldn't have minded as much, even old fans who wanted to play the new game. But even with the new stuff, and they still tried to connect it to the old stuff.
Okay, hi.
MLP.
Hi, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, MLP G5 would later make this same mistake, and it would lead it to its ultimate demise.
Right. What did I miss?
Security breach talk.
Damn it. Okay.
We're still talking about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Just bring me up to speed as to what point of security breach you guys are on right now.
Well, we were just saying that it had good intentions and aesthetically it is fantastic, but gameplay wise and everything else, it is a pile of shite.
Okay.
But I will say I like the animatronics personalities and how they could develop had there been like more endings and thought put into the game. Like, yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again for you, Ian. Glamrock Franny forever.
Stop. Yeah. No.
We do not care.
They are gay, and there's nothing you can say that will convince me otherwise. Okay. They are boyfriend toting. Okay.
That's gay, dude.
All right.
Something that was also an issue was the ambition, because they kept delaying it, and people were expecting more because of the delays. Right. Like, oh wow, they must really be cooking here. And then the game came out, and it was incredibly underwhelming for everyone.
I mean, the game did give us DJ Music Man.
We only recently found out about why this game was the way that it was.
What?
Story-wise.
Because of like how buggy it was?
Well, not just that, but because of Scott's story communications. He thought he could give Steelwall the story info without telling them the story, and then things that were meant to happen didn't actually happen, and they were twisted into a far different game. Yeah. So ultimately, Security Breach was bad in storytelling because Scott didn't communicate the story. I love Scott, and I always will. But if you're handing millions of dollars to a third party to make you a game of which story is crucial, why wouldn't you tell them the story you want to tell if they're the ones doing all the work?
Well, I think it was because it was on the trail of all Funko's leaking shit.
Yeah.
That is true,
yeah.
Yeah, even like before
shut the fuck up.
That's true, actually, because before any trailers or promos came out, because the game kept getting delayed, Funko didn't get the memo and released Security Breach toys a year early.
Can I just say, if there's one thing I will say about the Funko action figures for Security Breach, they are, aside from Vanny, they are butt ugly, dude. They are butt ugly.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Yeah.
Not the real, I'm not saying like the ruined versions. No. Those ones are pretty good.
I think the game would have been better if it was like more polished and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because Security Breach is partially an unfinished game, because there's so much content that was cut out of it.
It's the Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Pretty much, yeah. And after this, for people like me, it made me very hesitant to continue following the franchise. We needed a win, and so Blumhouse came along.
Yeah! Let's gush about this movie!
That was a perfect timing, by the way. Like, because it was during that time where I started to get into Bluey. I saw the episode Facey Talk. It played the Toreador March. was like, that's made me a bit nostalgic for FNAF. Looking back at all the stuff, boom, we're getting the movie. I was like, holy shit, let's do this.
And the thing is, this movie was in development hell since 2015.
Yeah.
I remember when it was announced. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because way back then we got news that Warner Brothers were gonna make the movie, and then Scott left them.
Yeah, and that ended up becoming the Banana Splits movie.
That started script got turned into the Banana Brothers.
Yeah,
no,
literally.
No, Mark, it was Banana Splits, not Banana Brothers.
Right.
I will say, the Banana Splits movie is it's weird. Like
Something.
Like, what do you like?
I think Banana Split and to an extension Willy's Wonderland fall under the guilty pleasure of a Cars 2 fan, I guess.
Yeah. Like, if I just want to numb my brain for a little bit, I'll just pop on Willy's Wonderland or Banana Splits and just enjoy the chaos.
Definitely. But like, I mean, we did like in between the movie and Security Breach, we did get Ruin, which was. I'm gonna say Ruin was better than Security Breach. It was better than the base game. I'll say that.
It was more polished.
Yeah, Ruin definitely seemed to fix issues with Security Breach in terms of like gameplay and like story wise. And it kind of
you're so scary. Oh, the horror.
Also, it kind of confirmed that the ending with like Burn Trap, which. Can I just say, how the hell is Afton still alive after all this time, even though the ending is not canon?
I hate Burn Trap. I hate him with a burning...
I think we all do with a passion.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean Afton is still alive? I know the ending isn't canon because we have the canon ending, but like, how from that perspective, how would he still be alive?
Let him die.
We might as well just put Glitch Trap in it. Might as well. I would have
just let him die already.
I'm pretty sure that was like what was going on. Like that was like Glitch Trap inside an old animatronic body.
Yeah, and like everyone was led to believe
like the rest of the Afton family is probably dead by now. Why is Afton not? Let him die.
Yeah, everyone initially thought because like the ending had a cutscene, so everyone initially thought that was a canon ending. Come to find out, when we finally see Glamrock Freddy in Ruin. And he has no head. It's clear which of the endings is the canon one from Security Breach.
Actually, no. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but on the bottom of that Freddy body's foot, it actually says prototype. So that wasn't like the main Glamrock Freddy. That was a prototype that somehow also got beheaded.
So what happened to the real Freddy?
Well,
he's out. You think he's out there with Gregory because Gregory says, "I escaped with a friend," and I have to assume that that's Freddy.
Yeah. I have no idea. Probably at home. No idea. Probably at home. I don't know.
I'm led to believe that the prototype thing under Glamrock Freddy's foot is just inconsistency. Cause I know like the Glamrock Freddy in Security Breach does not have that detail under his foot. So I'm more led to believe it's just inconsistency with like on Scott's part.
All right.
Yeah, that could be like a retcon because all Scott cared about with Ruin was just doing right by the fans. He disappointed with the base game.
What I wish could have happened with the base game after Ruin got Ruin is polished and all, but what if they also went the extra mile and polished the base game?
Right. Yeah, and what if they added like a possible pacifist AU? Because like that was another thing that a good chunk of the fans also wanted. Because they like the idea of, animatronics that are actually, have personalities and shit. They could actually help Gregory and all that. And I'm one of those people, so.
Now, since we're still talking about Ruin, we gotta talk about the big mechanical elephant in the room.
Oh, God, yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
The mimic!
I do not believe in the slightest that this fucker has been around even before Fredbear's Family Diner.
What's funny is that Scott once said the books and the movies and the games are completely separate, then the fucking mimic shows up and ruins all of that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, no, we're not doing this.
Like, what the hell even is this thing?
Because here, again, I'm gonna make another Magic Railroad. I'm gonna make another Magic Railroad comparison here. As someone who never...
No, because this is more like Hero of the Rails when you think about it.
What the hell do you mean Hero of the Rails?
I mean, in terms of like timeline stuff, because you just said you can't believe that the Mimic has been around since before Fredbear's Family Diner. This is basically the same thing with Hero claiming he's the first engine on Sodor. Bro, he is a D51. They were made in the mid freaking 20th century.
When I hadn't read the books, but I was playing Security Breach Ruin, and then the Mimic shows up, I'm like, who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. What? That's an endoskeleton, but like, he looks different.
What's also interesting that when you go into the room where the Mimic is being stored, there's like a whole bunch of like circus costumes with like an elephant and a lion or something, right?
Yeah, tiger or lion, I think. Yeah, the tiger.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
And that all leads into Secret of the Mimic, but we still got one other FNAF game to talk about, and that's Help Wanted 2. I didn't think anyone expected Help Wanted 2 to be a thing.
It was just there. Yeah.
No, not at all. I had no idea it was going to be a thing.
I honestly thought like Help Wanted 1 was just going to be a standalone thing. Yeah, that's
I thought they were just adding more to I thought they were just adding more content to Help Wanted 1.
Yeah. Help Wanted 2 seems to steer more into Pizzeria Simulator, Security Breach, and a bit of Sister Location.
Yeah, because I remember watching the State of Play and just like out of nowhere just saying, welcome back to another week. What the fuck?
Yeah, everyone freaked the fuck out over that.
I remember seeing someone like playing like streaming. It was like a clip of a stream where they were going through parts and service and they got the like Glamrock Freddy, and when they were told to remove his eyes were going out, and then there was like cock.
Boom spotted. Wait, Ian, send that freaking meme you sent me. The meme with the diesel eyeballs. Send it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find that. Give me a sec.
It's in our DM, bro.
I also remember in Help Wanted 2, there's a mini game where you're fixing Glamrock Freddy and you have to give him a cake for little Timmy. But if you eat the cake, he tells you that was for Timmy.
Like, they made him so sassy. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Copy image. No, wait. I already grabbed it. Oh, okay.
Boob location
acquired.
Yeah.
Boob location acquired.
Oh God! Don't do it in the Spud voice. That ruins it.
That was the Brandon voice.
That sounded more like
Spud.
How the fuck did that sound like Spud?
These, Bob.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anytime I hear John Luke doing the gruff voice, I either think Spud or something completely different.
Oh no! It's another surprise.
Or like Zippy from Rainbow or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what we were saying. No, actually on topic. My friend LJ actually said this. The FNAF movie, but it was with the original Bungle.
That'd be perfect. I need that.
Yeah, and then I just jokingly said Zip Trapper. I was like, "Look at you, Zippy, and look at you, George. What is it, Bungle?
And,
what is it, George? Look at you. Look at the nasty things you become. Look how small you are."
What? Okay, hang on. I'm sorry, but like, what is a bungle?
Bungle in the jungle?
I've never heard of that.
Rainbow.
I've never heard of that, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Think Sesame Street, but if it was on a lower budget.
And more sass, and made by British people.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
It is. That was the shit.
Down, Bungle, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Go down, Bungle, for fuck's sake. Oh, bollocks. I just pissed myself.
Oh, yeah, wait. I'm also realizing Help Wanted 2 kind of started giving us the, how do I want to say this? It basically kind of confirmed that Foxy's voice actor, who started all the way back in the Ultimate Custom Night, he no longer voices the character.
Yeah.
And that is concerning for me.
Yeah,
that's concerning and sad at the same time.
I do like his voice in Ultimate Custom Night. What is nice though is that he did get a couple gigs with the Hottest Dog, so that's good.
I also completely forgot that what's his name? Christopher McCullough or something, right?
Yes.
I completely forgot he voices Adventure Fredbear from FNAF World.
Yeah, when doing the Foxy Fighters bit, yeah.
Yeah, Foxy Fighters was definitely a play on Star Fox. I feel like.
Fuck, that reminds me. Do we want to talk about the other spin-off games like Freddy in Space 2?
Oh, we'd be here for hours if we were talking about all of them.
So instead, we'll jump forward a few months to the day October 27th or October 26th for me when I went to go see the movie.
I mean, this recording has already gone past the 2-hour mark.
Oh my god!
I'm like gonna head out because I got shit to do. So you guys have fun with the rest of this.
All right, take care, Trevor.
I know how you feel because my Sonic 3 review. My Sonic the Hedgehog 3 review is 2 hours and 10 minutes, bro.
Jesus, it is?
Yeah, and it's gonna be dropping in like 2 weeks, so I gotta speed up and edit.
Oh my god.
That's me with a new video that I'll talk about after the recording. First film I ever saw in the cinema. No joke.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like years ago when FNaF movie was announced, me and my two brothers made a pact together that when this movie came out, we'd have to see it for the first time together. And the day before, we actually went to Comic-Con together, so the day after we got to go see the movie, spoiler-free. So almost like 7 or 8 years of a pact, but we finally got to see the film, and it was amazing. Because there was a lot for me riding on this movie, because my thoughts on the games at this point was so like sour after Security Breach. This movie had to prove that FNaF was still in really good hands, and it blew me away. I love the hell out of this movie. I've done a whole review, so if you want my full details, guys, you can go watch my review. But for a little condensed thing, it is everything a FNaF movie should have been, and is just so good because it's so much simpler than everything else we've had up to this point. It is the OG characters, the OG story of children haunting robots. I love it. And
I will say,
wickedly implemented.
I will say, I do have some issues with the movie because obviously this movie is not perfect. But
I will agree.
It was made by fans for the fans. Critics did not like this movie, but I think the scene where I think I've just been gaslit into this, but the scene where the animatronics are building the fort with Abby. I'm just sitting there questioning, like, why, what is happening? What is this filler?
When it just turned into then it turned into a Bluey episode. I know.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that scene because I could see it 2 different ways.
What is this filler? Go back to the animatronics killing people, for God's sake.
Yeah, because it's a double-ended sword with that scene. It's either A, just the kids being silly goofy, or B, it's the kids under Afton's control luring the characters into a false sense of security so it's easier to kill them later.
I think the scene where I don't know what they're like these people are called in the movie, but when they're like when these guys are like breaking into Freddy's, that whole scene,
the Vandals.
Yeah, the Vandals. That whole scene felt like true FNaF to me for some reason.
I love that scene so much.
Same. I freaked out when I heard the original jump scare sound. I was like, "Oh my god, it's the original sound!"
Oh my god, it's the thing from the thing.
I clapped when I saw it. It broke new ground.
It literally did. Yeah. Like, I remember, I think this is the best way to describe that scene as well, because I don't know who said this. I think their name was Tyrone Magnus in their FNaF review. There's a scene in the movie with Vandals that get what's coming to them, and you love it when it happens. Because it's like, it's the characters doing their trademark locations of killing. Chica in the kitchen, Foxy in the hallway, Bonnie in the closet. It's awesome.
And then Freddy takes all the smoke by just like doing the bite of 87.
Yeah. Even Cupcake gets a little action from the vents as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Although I do remember someone saying about the whole Foxy bit how it happened 3 times. I remember someone, I forget who, they said the 3rd time it happened when Mike is escaping the pizzeria. That someone said to replace that Foxy scene with Freddy's eyes playing the Toreador March.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a major criticism. That was my biggest criticism of the movie. We didn't get Freddy's trademark Toreador March power outage at all.
Yeah. Another thing I want to say about this movie, Foxy seems to appear a lot in the movie. Like, there's like a lot of scenes where like Foxy just like shows up for like a few seconds.
In terms of aggressive skills and behavior,
he was obviously the favorite one to work with when they were making the movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know, Foxy's prop is basically full-on puppet animatronic. Like, there's no way you can fit a guy into a costume version of Foxy.
I was going to say the best scene in the film, honestly, for me, is the scene where the kid is like going back into the curtains, and then it transitions into Foxy.
That scene is so well. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, here you go. We'll show a visual on screen, but this is what you're talking about. I love that.
Yeah,
I
that
love
transition
that so
is
much.
so good.
That
Oh.
is just peak. It's such good cinematography. I love that.
Another.
The film itself is just beautiful to look at sometimes.
I think another criticism I do have with the movie is that the colors of the animatronics kind of don't look right to me. Like,
I don't mind them too much.
like Foxy seems to have a bit more brown and orange to him for some reason when his main color trait is red.
Well, I think the reason why they were colored like that is to signify like they've been like they've been stuck in there for a long time without a map.
This is true, yeah. Because in the ad for like the pizzeria, when they're all in working order, they're natural bright colors, but I guess they've been sitting rough for so long.
Yeah. What pisses me off so much about this movie, they made a fixed version of Foxy, and we only get like a few seconds of screen footage of this guy in like a 9-minute teaser from Universal.
Yeah, we don't even see it in the movie, which is really disappointing, because fixed Foxy is something the fandom's always speculated about in animation.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and one main criticism for me, and I know this probably fucks with the story a bit, but I hate how many times we're back in the fucking forest again!
Yeah, they cut to the forest a lot.
Yeah.
Like, my friend Percy66C, said, wouldn't it make more sense if Mike had these dreams in the pizzeria?
Yeah.
And not in the forest? It'd make Mike a reason to go to the pizzeria instead of dicking about in Henry's forest.
He's in the forest, he watches the car leave, but then he turns around and behind him are the goats in front of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Who is DMing me right now? Hang on a minute.
Back on the subject of Magic Railroad, really quick. I'm hoping to get Tommy Lady and Diesel 10 soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
If there's another criticism, I have a few criticisms with the movie, but I think the main one everyone can agree with is like the red eyes. Now I know they don't. I know the red eyes don't show up until like. I know the red eyes don't like show up until like near the end of the movie, which thank you Blumhouse. But how I don't understand like how the eyes are able to glow. Like were they designed with LEDs in the back of the casing of the eyes, or like what's going on? Yes, sir.
That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Yes.
Yeah. Although I do agree that like some of the scariness is lost because everyone loves the dark eyes with white pupils. Everyone loves those.
Yeah.
And it looks like for the movies they're unfortunately going to be a staple with the red eyes because we see that in FNAF 2's trailer as well.
Yeah. I mean, for what we saw from FNAF Movie 2 teaser trailer, they have that I can't talk. They only had like orange eyes instead of red, which
I mean, there is one shot with Toy Bonnie holding a screwdriver where at the first frame of that shot you can see Toy Bonnie.
No, wait, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
I don't mind much, but I can see why other people find it a problem.
Hey, speaking of Bonnie in the movie, you know that freaking the closet scene? Like, remember the
one with Hank?
Yeah.
No, remember the parody animation where Bonnie went, "I'm feeling romantical."
Was that from
Hottest
Dog? Was that from Hottest Dog?
It was either from Hottest Dog or D-Jam.
Oh god.
That was D-Jam, yeah.
Also with the movie, can I just say I love how the cameos are dealt with?
Yeah. Matt Pat has like 3 lines of dialogue in the movie.
Also, I know this is going to sound this might be a hot take. I'm glad Markiplier was not in the first.
Me too. I'm glad it wasn't because he was supposed to be the guard he was meant to be the guard at the beginning who dies. But if he was the first face I saw, that would have taken me out of the movie immediately.
Yes, same exactly.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I can see where you guys are coming from with that. I can agree on that.
I would have preferred how they handled Dorko, Razbowski, and the rest when they went. Have him be the March in the month. MAR. Mark.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. No. I can see that.
Also, I do like how the beginning of the movie is kind of like this. May have been unintentional or not. I don't know. But it's kind of the way the guard is trying to escape but dies at Freddy's. Kind of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the old Bubblegum Monsters FNAF fan film from back in the day.
Oh my god! I forgot about that.
If any of you remember that.
Oh
Because
shit!
the same
Ooh.
thing happens in that old movie where a guard tries to escape but is killed by the animatronics.
I do like how they chose Corey Kenshin as the taxi driver
Yeah.
cameo
Yeah.
because it's not someone you would automatically think of as a YouTuber. Because like us FNAF fans obviously know Corey, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's like not one that you would immediately take. He doesn't take me out of the immersion, basically. Unlike someone like
and the fact that like
Mark.
Corey's a chill dude, he's close to Scott, and he's not massively oversaturated. It makes it feel more natural.
If there's one final criticism I will have with this movie, in the scene where one of the vandals is trying to escape out of the building and Foxy is like charging down the hallway at him, I kind of hate that Foxy is just kind of static moving while he's running forward. I say running as if like he is running, but we all know in the behind the scenes he's just moving forward on like a few like wires or something.
Yeah, like, what is it? A zip line, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's that bit. No, it's just that bit. It's just replaced with the fucking new.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it have killed them to just like add like a little like a bit like a bounce to Foxy to give the moving like he's like running down the hall, like his body's moving up and down a bit to give the illusion that he's running.
Yeah, because like as much as I love the first scene in the movie, when we see Foxy approaching the guard against the gate, it's just the camera just moving. It's not even bobbing. It's just
and there's also like a bunch of deleted scenes that we haven't really actually seen publicly. I don't think, but there's like only in trailer footage. Right?
Yeah, it's not even on the DVDs, and I own the Blu-ray, the Night Shit edition.
Night Shit.
There are two actually deleted scenes, one featured in the trailer and one in behind the scenes that aren't fully released. And that's of the guard at the beginning being dragged away because we see his hands slide across the floor, and Freddy walking through the hallway that you can only get 1 or 2 seconds of in behind the scenes in one of them.
And there's also a deleted scene of Garrett nearby the entrance of the pizzeria. So and then fucking William Afton shows up in the spring Bonnie suit.
Yeah. I think now would be a good time to talk about William Afton. In this movie.
Let's talk about Matthew Lillard's take on Afton.
I love it. My favorite scene, honestly, is like the beginning bit. Honestly, when he's in the office talking to Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like how they. See, this is how you take stuff from the books and still make it work in the movie for those who haven't have watched. Because it's just in the books as a cover-up, he uses a different like name and personality to cover up his real life name.
Yeah,
that's clever.
I also find it interesting. I don't remember if this was the movie, but doesn't he wear like a purple tie at one point?
I think he does.
Hold on, let me.
Because
maybe.
Because like it's like a subtle reference of him being the purple guy, right?
And also later in the film when he shows up, I love this demented take on Afton as well. Like he does the purple tie.
Yeah. Okay, this leads to another criticism. I kind of don't like that Afton is just kind of barely in the movie. Like he shows up in the beginning half to give Mike the job, and then on the fifth night he just randomly shows up out of nowhere in the spring Bonnie suit.
I mean, I get why he'd want to stay distant, because he'd either A, want the animatronics to have killed Mike, or Vanessa do something to take care of him and keep him out of the know. And then just like, okay, he knows too much about the animatronics, and I have to take matters into my own hands.
I've also seen people make a comparison with the games in this movie. So, Henry Emily had one daughter, and Afton had a family of 3 kids. Mike had a family consisted of his mom, his dad, him, Garrett, and Abby. 3 kids. And Afton in this movie has a daughter, Vanessa. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I think this is basically the movie franchise telling us this is a clean slate reboot of Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, it's an adaptation rather than a retelling.
It's separate from like the games, but it also stays true. I think Pat said it best in his theory video that I think he didn't make. It was like kind of combining everything kind of into like from the games, the books, and everything else kind of thing.
Yeah, basically taking the best of everything and turning it into the 3 movies, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah. I also think it's like there's a scene where Mike is like in like this we see like a camera recording feed of Mike sitting in a chair somewhere, and the date says 2000 on the near like the bottom corner of the screen, indicating that's when the movie takes place. And that sort of leads into what I want to talk about for FNaF 2, but we'll get there when we get there.
Loved it. I think it's great for fans. It's all right for newcomers. Not really good for horror films.
It did a good job for a general audience introducing the world of FNaF to them.
And honestly, and it's best honestly to watch it. I found it best to watch it with friends because on the year anniversary of the movie, I watched it on a Discord call with a whole bunch of my friends, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Can I also just say, when I was watching the movie in the theater, at that time I had also known about Sparky's cameo. So when it popped up on screen, I just like, oh yeah, that's right. He was in the movie.
I wouldn't have thought that they'd go that far to make an actual suit of Sparky, like, in the movie. That's insane. Like, imagine how the person who made the hoax feels. Like, oh my god, my character's in a big cinematic Hollywood film.
Yeah, and it was also interesting, like the design of Sparky makes sense, because, like, if you're gonna, like, it's basically, it's just Bonnie, but redressed as a dog. And from a real life standpoint, that would make sense because of like this thing called I might butcher this, but costume unification or something like that. Like, think of like Showbiz Pizzeria, where they swapped their animatronics out with Chuck E. Cheese ones.
Yeah, they would what's the word?
Oh wait, it was concept unification, not costume. Sorry, I'm dumb.
Oh yeah.
You got the message across either way.
Yeah.
Because real companies in real life would cut costs and just use the same mold to make different characters sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is your
that's pretty cool.
Hang on, Mark, is your Steve Malone Thomas just like
running
around the layout?
Yeah.
Turn the thing off, please.
Sorry.
But yeah. As a standalone movie, it's pretty good. It's a 6 or 7 out of 10. But as a FNaF movie, it's like a 9 out of 10 as a fan.
Yes.
You know.
All right. Now that comes to FNaF movie 2. Holy shit, bro! We're gonna be eating good.
So good. Yeah. Like as of the time this is being recorded, we only have one teaser trailer to go off of. But man, does that teaser trailer look good?
Yeah.
So fucking good. The best thing, honestly, Mangle. I'm just saying.
We only get like a few seconds of like screen time with Mangle, and oh my god, Blumhouse cooked. They
literally, I feel like same with Foxy in FNaF Movie 1.
Oh my god.
With FNaF Movie 1, Foxy being a full animatronic and Mangle following suit, I think she's going to be a highlight like Foxy was. Especially with the first thing you see of Mangle smashing through a window of Michael's house.
Yeah.
Bro, these animatronics... The toys are out for blood in this movie, and I love it.
Yeah.
My thing with this whole thing with the toys breaking into people's houses, I think it has to do with Nightfall's phone call in the game. Because you know how it says they act fine towards the kids, but they act more aggressive to the adults.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah!
Also,
oh my god! Wait, no, you're so right!
The thing is, this finally also answers the age-old question, are the toys haunted or AI corrupted? I think they're AI corrupted, because the normal souls, apart from Golden Freddy, aren't able to leave, you know? So that's crazy.
Oh, god. I'm really shocked.
There's the facial recognition the toys have as well, so any criminal activity, people just kill.
God,
they will kill the people who do those activities.
Again, like, Jim Henson and Blumhouse like did a damn good job with the designs of the animatronics.
They did their homework.
and also, what's interesting to me about that teaser trailer, we didn't get any footage of the Wizards.
Yeah,
so I'm led to believe that they're hyping them up for a full trailer.
Right.
Could you imagine if they didn't show them off until the movie came out and you'd have to watch the movie to see them?
Oh my god, that would be painful.
If they did that,
but when you think about it, that's actually a smart marketing decision.
That is a really smart decision. Because what if the only implication of the Wizards existing we saw in the final trailer, no Wizards, but the parts and service store slowly opens to the darkness.
No, just like the original trailer. Just like the original.
Oh my god, yes! Oh!
Yeah, no, the trailer would end, like the parts and service store would slowly open, and you'd just see darkness, but then 4 pairs of eyes would light up.
Bro.
Imagine that. 4 pairs of eyes just light up in the darkness, and that's it. FNaF 2.
And then you just hear London bridges falling down.
And then it pans over to Withered Bonnie. Oh my god!
That would be so cool.
And then he punches the screen as a little nod to Joy Creation.
For fuck's sake.
Unless this movie still wants to go full practical, we can actually see a Withered Foxy lunging jump scare in this movie.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Oh no, that happens just like the original one, where like the FNaF movie 1, where Foxy does his original jump scare noise from FNaF 1. That happens when it's the FNaF 2 jump scare noise.
Bro.
There's no way they won't do that. Like,
Exactly.
could you imagine? We know as well that they are going brutal for deaths like Ham, because Mangle strangles someone up into the ceiling in the trailer.
Yeah. I've also seen that people are pointing out. I've also seen people pointing out that when, like the Balloon Boy scene, people have been pointing out that the space that Balloon Boy is in looks like the FNaF 2 office, because there's a vent on the side of him, and then a hallway that goes straight down on the other side of him.
Yeah, and I wonder what like Balloon Boy's eyes glowing actually means. Like, is that a camera or something, or?
Oh hey,
I don't know what they're doing, because Balloon Boy's eyes glow differently to the normal glowing eyes. So what's his role in capturing night guards or whatever?
Yeah, because we saw Balloon Boy we saw Balloon Boy in the first film. It was like a little toy.
That design of Balloon Boy looked butt ugly as hell.
The toys, man. I'm hyped to see what they have to offer in this movie.
Bro,
I know, right?
Whenever Dako releases his like video of him being on the FNaF movie 2 set, I'm going to be shitting bricks. Like, I will straight up just say that.
I know I can't watch it though, because I have to like contain myself for the movie. I have to and it's gonna be hard because I want to see the toys in action so bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's not even it, because we've still got the old, like, FNaF 1 movie location.
Yes.
So we've got the toys, the Wizards, and the FNaF 1 characters as well.
You're so fucking easy.
I also find it really funny that the FNaF movie 2 Pizzeria is right next to the FNaF 1 Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Also in my FNaF retrospective video that I did, I kind of predicted the sign. Not me and John, Tim's Milk.
Yeah, you did.
And it was in the Reggie doll style. Hold on, where is it?
I think the best thing that they're doing with FNaF 2 is that they promised and said they're going more horror with this second movie, and I can't wait for that.
Again, Scott is a man of his word. He listens to the fans.
God,
Literally.
Is it wrong of me to say that I want to see Toy Bonnie stabbing a bitch?
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna see that.
Is it wrong of me to be saying that?
We know that Toy Freddy's about to massacre some old elderly couple in their own home, so that's gonna be fun.
Like, I said a while back that I wanted to see Shadow getting punched in the face in Sonic Movie 3, and we got just that.
But I don't know what it is, but video game movies, besides Minecraft, are doing such a good job right now at listening to the fans. It's crazy.
Right.
Dude, you know, whenever I go see the Minecraft movie, that's also going to get its own dedicated episode of the podcast.
What? I don't know why, but I feel like the Minecraft movie is what I feel like is going to happen with this upcoming Bob movie that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, Puerto Rican Bob film that's happening. We need to do a separate video on Bob. We need to do a separate.
We have to do. You know, yeah, I fully agree with you. We need to do a Bob episode.
Bob the Knob.
Speaking of which, I feel like this episode's been going. This recording has been going for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I think we should wrap up here.
Yeah, I think now would be a pretty good time to wrap it all up.
All right.
All right.
Although there is one more thing I want to say about FNaF Movie 2. Allegedly, the teacher who dies in the hallway, I don't know if it's confirmed, but people think it might be Dennis Nedry / Big Al from Toy Story 2.
Oh yeah, I have been seeing that as well.
Toy Story 2, yeah.
That would be cool, because bro can't catch a break from being killed by animals.
Yeah. Also, Into the Pit exists. There's a game.
And Into the Pit, yeah.
Yeah, Into the Pit. I also kind of forgot about it. I said, wow. We went that whole episode without talking about Into the Pit. Unless maybe you guys did talk about it when I disappeared there for a quick second.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I actually completely forgot about that game.
Yeah.
I will say this: I watched Into the Pit, and I'm like, I want more books adapted in this style because whoever made the Into the Pit game did such a bang up job.
Count the Ways would be
this price.
perfect for a game.
That would be great for the next game. Yeah.
Anyways,
This was super fun. Well, thanks for having me on.
yeah, no worries.
Yes,
So
thanks.
yeah, thank you
wait
all
till back
so
up
much for listening and watching. I've been Trackside Maniac.
I'm Sparky, aka Mark.
I'm Tag111.
I am the Thompson Tugsman, and
Cheerio.
He just left the room.
That's a great way to end the episode off.